What's good, my people? We're live again with more with Devin, and today is nutrition, where we're going to talk about nutrition. And the topic is, eating for wellness and longevity. And online and in the fitness world, it's a lot of really intelligent people, and a lot of people that are, really focused on helping people, when it comes to losing weight, whether that's building muscle, and it's more focused on the external aspect of it for the most part. And there's not a lot of people that I see bringing it all together when it comes to like wellness as well as, your aesthetics, and bringing those things together in a way that's clear and helping guide people where they can make something a lifestyle and also like optimize their health, as well as their looks. So we're going to kind of talk about those things. What does it look like to, eat from a place of wellness and longevity, and, also the things that we need to avoid, that are going to, move us towards disease and sickness. And so here we go. We're going to get this party started. As always, I appreciate everybody being on here with me. And if there's any value that I'm bringing, it makes me really happy. And if you have any kind of questions, don't hesitate to ask. And, let's keep this thing rolling. All right. So pretty much, what I've come to realize is that, it comes down to, either you are building blocks to your health or you're building blocks to, dis-ease or, disease. And it's not about having like one healthy meal, what I'm saying, that's going to guide us there, and one bad meal also won't either. But it's about what accumulates over time and what you do over a duration of time that's going to have the biggest effect on your health. And, I realized, like, even within business, they say either you're growing or dying. And I think to myself, if it's on the same level with your health and wellness, either you're making bad decisions or good decisions. Either you're moving yourself towards, your body internally towards wellness and health, or you're moving it towards disease, depending on what you're choosing to put in your body and the way that you treat it. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, that's one of the main things that I don't think that a lot of people realize, is that when you do have issues that come about later in life, it's rooted in the decisions that you made a long time ago, maybe for the last 10 years, or, you know what I mean? Or, since you were born. And, it's not something that just comes about spontaneously. Most of the time, a lot of the different issues that we have that are affecting us are an accumulation of our decisions that we've been making. And on the same level, you see somebody that's really healthy, most likely it's an accumulation of the healthy decisions that they've made and the type of, lifestyle they're choosing to, live. And, so I think to myself, if we, delve into what is wellness, in my opinion, and that's a state of being in good health, especially towards an actively pursued goal. And then, what is health? Health is the state of being free from illness or injury. And then from there, how do we sustain that kind of life? It includes, eating that prevents, illness and degeneration of our bodies, and incorporates movement that benefits our bodies and promotes a sound mind. And so that starts with the way we eat, the way we move, and the way we think. And this promotes that wholeness and vitality. And, when it comes down to the things that we need to do to move us in that direction, making sure that we get the proper amount of minerals, vitamins, amino acids, fatty acids, and water will give us that strong foundation, to move us in that direction. And so, making sure that, you're getting the right amount of protein in each day, and making sure you get green and leafy veggies and, complex carbohydrates, lots of, fruits, healthy fats, things of that nature. Basically the things that, that have grown on this earth. And not to say that, there are processed foods that are not good for us. So, like whey protein, that's a really great way to get your protein in. But for the most part, eating pizza and, cookies and cakes and drinking beer and alcohol, doing all those things in abundance, that's the biggest issue that is causing a lot of problems with the human race, even though we have, all of these, great scientific, innovations and, things that make it easier for us to, consume food and to have access to food. That same thing is the thing that is, causing a lot of issues when it comes to disease and degeneration of our bodies. And sometimes, keeping it simple and just going back to those things that are more natural, will make it where you don't even really have to, have a lot of knowledge. If you chose to eat lean proteins, vegetables and fruits on a consistent level, it'd be really difficult for you to overeat and to have problems, most likely. I mean, not to say that that's what you just have to do completely and cut out all those things, but you got to be able to understand, the effects that we are choosing to have on our bodies. And, and I found that, with clients and just in general, as well as myself, I have my IFBB Pro card, and, I've focused on like building muscle. I've been an athlete. And, a lot of times we assume and look at health as it looks a certain kind of way. But really, it's more so, creating that foundation of what you're doing behind closed doors, what you're doing internally. And then if you get a good foundation of eating properly and, on a consistent basis, everything else is going to work itself out. If your goal is to build muscle or to lose fat, if you get in the right habits of eating the right foods, it makes it really simple. If you need to lose a couple extra pounds or, you're trying to gain muscle, if you eat the right way, it puts you in a position where that foundation is strong, and, it makes it where you're in an optimal place to make that happen. And, so what I found is, when it comes to longevity, when it comes to longevity for athletics, when it comes to longevity of your physique and how you want to look, if you focus on, the big picture and, take care of yourself from a holistic place, you can, sustain that for a long duration of time. You can have an athletic career that's long. You look at all these, top athletes now, like LeBron James and I forgot the football player that dates Sierra. They, are really focused on their health and wellness, what they put in their bodies, and, the types of foods that they're eating, the way that they train, and it's allowing them to have like really long careers and continue to stay super, super healthy. So like this doesn't just, go along for, the older population. And as we get older, just in general, if you want to optimize your life and optimize your abilities, focusing on, taking care of your body from a place of wellness will, yield dividends, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, as well as even if you're a business owner, whatever that may be, when you can think clearly and you taking care of your body, your temple is able to manifest, greater levels of power, on this earth when you are healthy and your mind is sound and your body can move in the most efficient ways. You can, you have more energy to be able to be more productive. So, what you put into yourself is going to, yield the greatest investments, that you could ever have. But a lot of times we, we'll put that into our car, get a nice car and make sure the oil is changed. Make sure, we're getting the routine checkups, all this stuff, or, when it comes to our hair and all these different things. But then when it comes to our actual body, we, putting McDonald's in it and, eating cheap foods or foods that we know are not in alignment for what's best for our bodies, when nothing can happen without taking care of your body. And and especially, I see, I'm 36 and I, train a lot of different clients that are in their 40s to like 60. And these people, start to realize that, their health is something that is super, super important. And what's really interesting, even people who have made decisions to, not live as well as they could, when you start focusing on your health and you deliberately do that, man, I've seen, clients who have a hard time getting off the ground and up and off the ground without knee pain, without their back hurting. And now they're being able to train, like they're, 30 something years old, like in a matter of a year, they have been able to reverse, issues that plagued them, for the last 15, 20 years, just through, eating the right way, not even in a crazy way and like moving in the right way. But more than anything, what I'm finding that even though, I have this big gym and this is what I focus on, it's the nutrition that is going to be the biggest factor for you, making sure your health is in the right place. And, being able to reverse those different issues when it comes to this ease of the body. So, like I said, so the main things is really simple, really focusing on like some kind of lean source of protein, or not even lean source of protein, some quality source of protein, whether that's, vegan or whether that's animal based. And then from there, making sure that you get the micronutrients that your body needs, because if you don't get those micronutrients, your body's not going to be able to repair in the most efficient way, in the proper way that it's supposed to. And then, making sure that we're getting an adequate amount of water, making sure that we're getting sodium, so our body can function, in the most optimal way. Really, really simple things. And then from there, the next thing is making sure that we stay away from the things that create the biggest issues. And, which is like most of the time, the processed foods, the foods that, come easy, fast food, the things that are the most tasty, the things that, that we go out to eat and, and buy. And not to say, like I said, just all processed food is bad, but, it's set up to create profit and, it's set up for, to be advertised and for you to, want to have it. So it's really sweet. It's really salty. It's fatty. And that's the way that our bodies crave that. And then you start getting into a space of that is normal to you, to the point there are people who feel like, something bad is happening to them or they're being deprived if they can't have that particular kind of food on a consistent level. But, basically the kind of things that, we want to avoid for the most part, if you are trying to optimize your health, is fried foods. They are carcinogenic and like cause a lot of inflammation. Different all kind of oils in a bottle, specifically, vegetable oils. Things like butter, coconut oil, grapeseed oil. Those things have a higher smoking point, so then they don't become rancid. But almost any kind of oil in a bottle that's vegetable based, when you heat it up, it becomes really bad for your body. And any kind of well done meats, deli meats that contain nitrates and nitrites. There have been studies that show that it's destructive to your tissue, oxidative stress, and free radical damage. So it just creates all these issues long term. So anything that like lunch meat and sausage and things of that nature have nitrites and sodium nitrite and nitrates. You want to stay away from that kind of stuff. And then as well as so like with carbonated drinks, not to say that you just got to stay away from that, but let's just say you have a meal and then you consume a carbonated drink. It makes it where it like kind of neutralizes your stomach acid, where then your body's not absorbing, even if you ate really healthy food, your body's not being able to absorb it in the most efficient way. So, a lot of times, people say you are what you eat, but in reality, you are what you absorb. So you could be eating the healthiest food in the world, but if your body's not absorbing it because you have a bad gut, or you're, consuming, carbonated drinks while you eat your food, then it's going to put you in a position where you're not being able to maximize the healthy food that you're eating. And then from there, as well as something that's pretty interesting, most people don't realize is, so baked potato skins actually are carcinogenic as well. So so you just would need to peel that skin off or boil it, and then it'll put you in a better position. And then from there, one of the biggest things that is plaguing, people in the United States on a profound level is gluten. And the reason that is it's not specifically just gluten is bad, because there's other places that this stuff is not happening. But if I'm saying this word properly, glyphosate, it's a herbicide that's on, all of the type of wheat to keep, bugs from like messing it up. It really messes up our gut, and it creates a lot of inflammatory issues. And then the biggest thing, kind of what I was bringing up before, is that it affects the ability for you to absorb nutrients. So you can eat all the kind of food that you want. You eat all this food, but you're not absorbing it. It will create extreme issues. And then from there, all these different things that, autoimmune diseases, hormonal issues, all these different issues come about. And then let's think about that. If you're not absorbing food, then you're going to probably overeat. And then, because your body is going to need to eat even more food to just even get a little bit of the nutrients that your body, the minerals and vitamins that your body needs. So then you will find yourself over consuming food. Because let's think about it in this kind of perspective. Like, if you eat like, lots of vegetables or, apples and oranges, it's not possible that it'll be really difficult to eat like 3,000 calories worth of, vegetables and fruits and things of that nature. But a bag of potato chips, you can easily eat 2,000 calories of that. So, these foods that don't have nutrients in it, and they're really, low volume, and they're making it where it's difficult for your body to absorb the nutrients. It puts you just in a bad situation where you're over consuming calories and under consuming nutrients. And so, that's one of the main things that are pushing us away from our wellness and putting us in a position to be able to be healthy. So, biggest things that it comes down to, we got to get those nutrient dense foods in, and you want to start as early as you can. And wherever you are is where you are, but start focusing on trying to get the minerals and vitamins that your body needs. And, maybe many times with the way that food is set up, the minerals are not in there as much as they used to be because of the way farming is. But, maybe you have to supplement and make sure that you're getting those minerals and vitamins. And if not, make sure you're getting lots of fresh fruits and vegetables and, getting the lean protein to allow your body to have, the muscle tissue that it needs for us to function. And then, from there, to stand away from those foods that, are going to create those issues. And like I said, you do that whether you're an athlete, whether you are, a professional that's working and you need to have the energy. When you focus on, staying away from, gluten-based foods that are, grown with glyphosate, and, making sure you stay away from the fried foods. It's going to put your body in just such a better position. A lot of times we kind of get in a space of thinking that like, that heaviness and like that unhealthy life is normal. You get so used to it that it just seems normal, that when you stop eating these type of foods, you feel so much better. You feel lighter. It's almost like you have been walking around with a, 100-pound bag on your back and, thinking that that's like how life is supposed to be. But then you get an opportunity to take that off. You realize how much more productive you can be and how your back doesn't have to hurt and how, you can feel just more vibrant and have more vitality. And that's just, just by changing your diet, making a decision to, let's just say even 80% of the time you choose to eat and take care of your body from a place of wellness and vitality. And what I can promise you, I can't promise it, but what I've been able to see on many, many occasions is when you focus on your health and wellness, you cook your foods, eat foods that are, grown from the earth, you know what I mean? You will lose the weight. And then if you want to like take it to an even deeper level and really, really get specific, it'll be so much easier when you have that foundation of eating well and eating healthy. And yeah, it is true. You can, eat McDonald's and be able to lose weight. If if you're in a caloric deficit, you can lose weight. But most people don't have that power to like that mental fortitude to eat, calorie dense foods and, and just let that be what they eat. But if you eat, lots of veggies and, things of that nature, things that are high in volume and that, have a good nutrient content, it makes it difficult for you to overeat. So, that's what I want to say is like, focus on your health. It's going to allow you to live longer or, to whatever degree you're supposed to live. And it's going to put you in a position to be able to optimize your life because, this physical body, doesn't matter how intelligent you are, doesn't matter, how much money you got. If you're not healthy, like you don't have anything. And what a shame to, have so much potential intellectually or to, have so much ability, so much, financial, abundance, but you can't even like actually benefit from it to the degree that you could if you just made a decision, to take care of yourself. So, that's the main topic today is, really focusing on your health, your wellness, your health and your wellness and making that a priority. And then all those other things, you want to build muscle, you want to lose body fat, all those status-based things that, externally people can see within us, which we all want and desire, you know what I'm saying? It will come so much easier. And you just got to get yourself in the right habits, create a system for yourself where you are being able to succeed. And our bodies, we are so adaptable. The same way we learn how to eat these foods that are making us overconsume and like we almost feel like we got a craving and we can't stop ourselves, we can do that same thing, and get ourselves back into a space of eating well. And just as easy it is to do one, it's easy to do the other. We just got to be intentional and make those decisions. And from there, man, health is true wealth, and we have so much power to take responsibility over our lives in every aspect, as well as what we choose to put and consume in our bodies. So hope this was able to bring some value to you guys. And as I always say, remember what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. Peace, guys.